It is a very difficult journey. This journey isn't easy at all. We encounter a lot of injuries, blister, blood, and tears. And of course, it's a long walk through the heat and rain, snow and freeze. So it is a very difficult journey. Plus, we have an accident caused one of our Exactly. So this journey is very
Now, people at home will probably wonder after that happened, why didn't you stop?
we didn't stop after the accident. We just stopped for a day and two to be sure that the venerable monks who got hurt is well taken care of, and before we continue the journey. After he is well taken care of and we have food and we have a monk to stay with him, then continue our walk.
What is the name of
We've been receiving a lot of recognition along the way. Mayors, governors, we are very grateful because this walk is actually brought people together and same thing as here today. We're supposed to be here last month. And then due to the port cancellation, and that's why we are here today to receive it. We are very honored to receive it.
We saw that the judge of your church had escaped from the boat. What is your response to that? Particularly knowing that your police mayors and county judges, sheriffs across the country have welcomed you and the monks along their journey. What does it mean to see that our county judge wasn't willing to extend that same welcome?
We are here living in Tarrant County, and we live here since the day that we left. That not many people knows about how we are until after the accident. And so when we came back on February 14th. The commissioners, police also came to visit us at the veterinary. So we are living in Tarrant County to receive the recognition from the church. This is very known for us to tell us that our journey has been recognized and we have brought people together. So we are honored to receive this recognition from the church, Tarrant County, so that we can continue our journey.
Have you heard it all from county judges here, or have you heard it all with the county sheriff? Still raise one?
See you later.
Okay.
Who's the sheriff?
Sheriff here, which I haven't met. Chief of police. And so I think that this mission will be able to.
She's down there ready to go. It's the song, yeah. And if they just don't want anything to do, I'm hoping Grace maybe people find their activists, so maybe you're not familiar with a lot of these, or maybe just have not gotten the chance to meet it all yet. What do you hope that they take with this experience leading up to the holiday?
Yeah, I think that during this phase of days, I hope that all the government officials will be able to join this mission just like when there's so many government officials came out to support police, sheriff, and chief of police, and mayor, and governors. It means that everyone, not just the civilians, but all the government officials also joined. That's why you saw me wearing a lot of badges on my robe. Why I keep them on my robe is because I want to show people that not just us alone who are walking focus, but all those departments, the government officials also joining to support this mission because everybody needs peace.
Thank you.
And then just the popularity of this guy right here. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Aloka means light. We named him Aloka from India He's a straight up and now who's a service now. And we've been receiving a lot of K9 badges from Sheriff and Chua, and there's so many places that recognize him like that, and he became a peace ambassador. He walked with us, but unfortunately, he had surgeries. He didn't walk the last leg, but he will continue to walk on this journey with us to Sri Lanka. Yeah, he is a well-known. We already hear about that. At least he now has his own foundation so that he can
How many sheriff's badges do you have? Do you have that number?
I didn't count, but more than 100. And so, if you come to the temple during this Vesak day, you'll be able to see they all going to be visible.
More than 100. Were all of those from the walk for peace, or some of those are from different experiences?
Different places. It's just like feel very good, but from the walk for peace, and more than 100.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Good job.
I'll show you.
I'll see you next. Yes. There's also the candle lights, which is Jordan Duffy. Remind the library that insurance.
I had a baby we were waiting for.
Okay. It's because I still follow the Walk Foods Facebook, but they put up the
Thank you. Safe travel.
Thank you so much.
But the reason you see some people in the room is not showing the interest because they probably didn't know about Walk for Peace, and they didn't come here just for Walk for Peace. They came here for other purposes, like so, and that maybe that's the reason why you found them not showing any interest. But I hope after this they will. So the elevator is full. I'm gonna take another one, and I'll walk with you through until they reach to their car, and they need to hurry home quickly to pack up and to have lunch, to pack up and to go to the airport.
Be careful. All right, but be careful.
Three, 2, 1. Wow. Okay.
Thì nó phải được chấn phải không?
Chưa có đạt cái gì cả. Người đồng người ai chính là việc bị động lúc sau là như cái thời gian cuối cùng là bây giờ sẽ đem đến ngăn ra sẽ đẹp theo nhưng mà để ra sẽ nguyên vật cái đó đồng cộng mà đó vậy đó mình sẽ trồng cái đồng để sẽ gọi khi nào phải có cái trồng nguyên cái là ông nguyên trước thì không trồng mà ông bây giờ đem về tới lại quarantine 3 năm.
So what he asking is about the Bodhi tree, how the Bodhi tree will transport to the temple. he would leave. The monks will leave today, but Bhante Pannakara will leave after them. But then he has to, on 29, he will come back to the United States, but he will stop in Houston, with the Bodhi tree, and then, we would, after the ceremony, the Bodhi tree will have to place in the quarantine for 3 years. Only after 3 years, we can, place the Bodhi tree into the soil. So basically, we have to go through 3 years quarantine for the Bodhi tree. So that's all for today. And Venerable Monk has to head back to the temple for lunch and pack up to get ready for the trip today. Thank you, Joe, for watching. And I am so sorry for the previous live stream clips that I keep just turn it on and turn it off. And I got you all confused. But I'm pretty sure there's no more confusion during on this clip right now. Okay, so I'm gonna off the live stream now, and I have to take the picture. Hi, bye-bye, Cheryl. See ya next time. Bye-bye.
There is a quiet and spoken rhythm to our lives, a steady hum of momentum that carries us from the moment our alarms jolt us awake until we collapse back into our beds at night. For so many of us, life feels like a race we never signed up for, a constant sprint toward a finish line that somehow keeps moving just out of reach. We hurry through our morning coffee, we white-knuckle the steering wheel in traffic, and we rush through our evenings, always mentally leaning into whatever happens next. Yet, deep down, beneath the noise of our packed schedules and endless notifications, there is a gentle, persistent ache, a longing to simply slow down, to breathe, and to truly inhabit the life we are living. It is precisely in the midst of this modern rush that the image of a long, deliberate walk catches our attention and tugs at our hearts. Imagine, for a moment, setting aside the endless demands of the calendar to walk across the country, step by mindful step, for the sole purpose of cultivating peace. This is the essence of a true pilgrimage. It is not about how fast you can arrive at a destination, nor is it about the physical terrain you cross. It is a profound journey inward. When a group of monastics embarks on a walk for peace, crossing vast stretches of the American landscape, they offer us a beautiful, living metaphor for the spiritual journey we are all on. Their thousands of miles on foot invite us to look at our own daily paths and ask ourselves, how are we walking through our lives? Are we rushing past the beauty, sprinting through the difficult moments, or are we walking with intention, a soft heart, and wide open eyes? To choose to walk such a path is to choose vulnerability, and it does not take long for the romance of a great journey to give way to the stark reality of the road. Any pilgrimage, much like life itself, is deeply demanding. The monastics on this walk faced what we all face when we commit to a meaningful endeavor, the harsh, unpredictable elements of the real world. They walked through blistering heat that baked the pavement, through heavy rains that soaked them to the bone, through biting winds and unexpected snow. They experienced the raw, physical toll of the journey, blisters that made every step an agony, blood, sweat, and the inevitable tears that come when the body is pushed to its absolute limit. Yet, there is a profound alchemy in this suffering when it is met with mindfulness. In our own lives, we are constantly encountering our own versions of bad weather and blisters. We face seasons of emotional drought, unexpected storms of grief, and the daily friction that wears us down. Our instinct, quite understandably, is to resist the pain, to numb it, or to run away from it. But the path of mindfulness teaches us something radically different. It invites us to stop fighting the weather. When we accept that the blisters and the rain are simply part of the walk, they lose their power to break our spirits. By breathing into the discomfort, by honoring the tears and the exhaustion without judgment, we transform our deepest struggles into our greatest teachers. The pain softens into grace, and we discover a quiet, unshakable resilience inside ourselves that we never knew we possessed. Sometimes, however, the greatest test of our resilience is not the weather we endure, but the sudden, jarring interruptions that force us to stop walking altogether. During this long walk for peace, the unthinkable happened. A beloved fellow monk was involved in an accident. In a society that worships productivity, where the motto is always, "The show must go on," the natural impulse might be to push forward, to keep the schedule, to reach the destination no matter the cost. But the monastics did the most deeply spiritual thing imaginable. They stopped. They halted the entire mission for days, placing the care, healing, and well-being of one person above the glory of the journey itself. They waited, they tended to the wounded, and they ensured their brother was safe and accompanied before they took another step. This is the sacred pause, and it is a lesson we desperately need in our own frantic lives. How often do we bulldoze through our days, prioritizing our to-do lists over the people right in front of us? How often do we view a sick child, a grieving friend, or our own physical exhaustion as mere inconveniences delaying our goals? True peace is not found at the end of a long trek. It is found in the moments we are willing to stop everything to offer compassion. The accident on the road reminds us that the goal of life is not to efficiently arrive at the end, but to care for one another along the way. When our lives suddenly halt due to crisis or loss, mindfulness invites us to embrace that pause, to wrap it in love, and to recognize that tending to the brokenness is not a distraction from the path, it is the path itself. When we finally resume our walking after a period of healing, we often find that the world looks different, and we are more acutely aware of the people walking alongside us. As the monastics continued their journey, a remarkable transformation occurred. They were no longer just a small group of individuals on a quiet trek. Their walk became a magnet for shared humanity. Along the dusty roads and busy highways, they were met by mayors, governors, sheriffs, and police chiefs. Government officials and everyday citizens alike stepped forward to offer recognition, support, and a shared desire for harmony. In a profoundly beautiful gesture, the leading monk began wearing the police and sheriff badges he was gifted directly on his monastic robes. To see a Buddhist robe adorned with the heavy metal badges of American law enforcement is a striking visual paradox, yet it represents the absolute core of mindfulness, non-duality. In a world that constantly asks us to pick sides, to draw lines between us and them, this simple act of wearing the badges dismantles the illusion of separation. It is a bold, visual statement that true peace belongs to everyone. Behind the uniform of a sheriff, the suit of a politician, or the saffron robe of a monk beats the exact same human heart, carrying the exact same hopes for safety, happiness, and community. When we bring mindfulness into our interactions, we stop seeing labels and start seeing souls. We realize that the person across the aisle, across the street, or across the political divide is intricately woven into our own story. We are not walking this earth alone. We are carrying each other's badges, deeply connected in our shared longing for a peaceful world. Even in the midst of this heavy, profound work of unifying communities and walking thousands of miles, the universe has a wonderful way of reminding us not to take ourselves too seriously, often arriving on 4 paws. Alongside the monks walked a remarkable companion, a rescue dog from India named Aloka, a word that translates beautifully to light. Aloka became an unexpected ambassador for the journey, a joyful spirit who walked the miles, earned his own honorary canine badges, and offered an entirely different kind of spiritual teaching. While the humans were contemplating the heavy burdens of world peace, the logistics of the route, and the significance of their mission, Aloka simply walked. He felt the sunshine on his fur, he sniffed the new scents of the American landscape, and he offered pure, unconditional companionship. When he needed surgery, he rested, utterly free from guilt about missing the walk, knowing he would rejoin his friends when his body was ready. Animals are the earth's greatest Zen masters. They do not dwell on the miles behind them, nor do they anxiously project into the miles ahead. They exist utterly and completely in the present moment. Aloka teaches us that the pursuit of peace does not have to be a grim, somber undertaking. True mindfulness embraces joy, playfulness, and the lightheartedness of a wagging tail. We all need an Aloka in our lives, a reminder to look up from our serious endeavors, to laugh, to accept comfort when we are healing, and to find pure delight in the simple act of being alive together on this beautiful planet. With our hearts lightened and our spirits grounded by such companionship, we can begin to look at the physical act of walking in a completely new way. We do not have to travel 3,000 miles across a continent to practice the profound art of a walking pilgrimage. The opportunity is right beneath our feet every single day. Vietnamese Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh once said that we should walk as if our feet are kissing the earth. Imagine what would happen if we applied this wisdom to the mundane movements of our ordinary lives. Think about the walk from your front door to your car in the morning, or the way you push a cart down the fluorescent-lit aisles of a grocery store. Usually, our minds are entirely disconnected from our bodies in these moments, already living in the meeting we are about to attend or stressing over the dinner we have to cook. But what if we brought the spirit of the walk for peace into the grocery store? What if, just for a few steps, we felt the solid ground supporting our weight? What if we noticed the breath moving in and out of our lungs, and looked at the strangers passing by with a quiet, internal wish for their happiness? Every step we take can become a prayer for peace, a deliberate act of coming home to ourselves. Walking meditation is not a rigid exercise reserved for the monastery. It is a warm, accessible invitation to reclaim our lives. By simply slowing down and fully arriving in the present moment, we turn the most ordinary pavement into sacred ground, finding calm and clarity in the very center of our chaotic, modern lives. As we learn to walk gently through our days, we inevitably realize that cultivating true inner and outer peace is not a quick fix, but a deeply patient process of planting seeds for the future. As the walk for peace concludes its physical route, the spiritual work continues through a beautiful, living symbol, a sacred Bodhi tree sapling. Transporting this tree back to the temple involves a profound lesson in delayed gratification, as the sapling must be placed in quarantine for 3 long years before it can finally be planted in the soil to grow. 3 years of waiting, 3 years of careful tending in an intermediate space before its roots can even touch the earth. In our fast-paced culture, where we demand instant results, overnight shipping, and immediate personal transformation, this requirement feels almost radical. Yet, it perfectly mirrors the journey of human consciousness. The peace we seek, both within our own restless minds and in the fractured world around us, cannot be rushed or forced. We must be willing to do the quiet, unseen, everyday work of watering our intentions, tending to our compassion, and patiently waiting through the quarantine of our own limitations and the world's slow progress. We are planting the seeds of a Bodhi tree whose full shade we may never personally sit beneath, but we plant it anyway, trusting that future generations will find rest under its branches. Let this be an invitation to you, right here, right now. You do not need to walk across the country to change the world. You simply need to take a deep breath, step out your front door, and walk into your own life with an open heart, trusting that every mindful step, every paused moment of compassion, and every patient seed you plant is beautifully, quietly transforming the world.